Welcome to Karador, Rat King. I hope you're excited for some rats. That's the name of the game today. As far as our opening hand goes, we've got a lot of ramp in our hand, but we just don't have a lot of graveyard action. Yeah, I'm not super wild. Let's go mulligan on this one. Very tempting to keep, but okay, Buried Alive, Ear Splitting Rats. Now, if we run into a land, then we hit Cultivate. We do have to put a land back on top of our library. We've got Buried Alive. Ooh, this is a tough one. If we hit the land, we have to go land. Yeah, no, let's go one more go. And yes, we'll keep on this one. All right. So we've got Chittering Rats, we've got Short Fang. We have to put 2 cards on the bottom of our library. I guess at this point, let's put Woodland Cemetery, and we'll put one of our fetch lands. Yeah, I think what we'll end up doing is putting a Flood of Strain on the bottom. Click OK. Let's go and lead off with Marsh Flats. And do we want to go Vampiric Tutor for anything super? I think we'll be okay. Let's just kind of see what our opponent rolls out, and then we'll get things going on our side. But yes, welcome to some Karador Rats. Hope you're excited. Hope you have your cheese ready. We got some rats for you. We're playing Karador, Ghost Chieftain. This spell costs 1 less for... This is a dumb cheese joke. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature card in your graveyard. Then during each of your turns, you may cast 1 creature card from your graveyard. Playing against Najeela, the Blade Blossom. Whenever a warrior attacks, you may have its controller create a 1/1 white warrior creature token that's tapped and attacking. Then for a Wooburg activation, untap all attacking. Oh, look at that, Phyrexian Walker. Untap all attacking creatures. They gain trample, lifelink, and haste. There's an additional combat step. So there we go. Let's go and crack Marsh Flats. Let's grab ourselves a Scrubland. I think that'd be good. Grab Scrubland. Let's go Vampiric Tutor. And let's get this popped out. I think what we may end up going for is Toxic Deluge. I feel like that'll be a pretty good option. So a lot of these Najeela decks tend to be pretty cutthroat sometimes. So let's grab ourselves a Toxic Deluge, and we're going to keep our fingers crossed that we run into a land after we play Misty. So let's have Misty come down, and I guess we can still end up going for Short Fang. Wouldn't be that bad. Let's go and crack Misty. Let's grab ourselves I think a green-black option would be pretty good. So let's grab Bayou. Let's go Short Fang. There we go. And then anything else, pass the turn over to our opponent. So we did cover both commanders. Give a quick shout out to our sponsors, MTGOTraders. If you would be one of the rats in Karador's Rat deck, head on over there. We're holding some rat tryouts. You have to be very good at chewing into wood. You have to be good at eating cheese, and you have to be good at being a featured star of a cartoon. So if that's something that your career path wants to go down, have the talk with your family that, I might become a rat for a deck online on Magic Online, and that's my new lifestyle. So, anyway, check out MTGOTraders. Also, let's give a quick shout out to inkgaming.com, inkgaming.com/Jolt, and then you can pick out whatever your heart desires. You'll be able to help the channel out at the same time. And last but not least, I started a Patreon. So if you like, you can contribute to the Patreon to help support cool content like this. There's a link down in the description below. Or if you'd like to get your hands on some sweet token, the token drop of the month, make sure that you're a patron of my Patreon. You'll be automatically entered into my giveaway each month. And yeah, that's it. It's officially free time. Let's have some fun. All right. So our opponent does go for Kasali, Pride Mage, Phyrexian Walker, and Noble. I think at this point, what we'll probably end up doing is going for Toxic Deluge if we can hit it. Let's see what we run into. Hopefully we hit a lane for the turn. That would be pretty nice. And, Skull Clamp does work. That is a 1/1, and that is some card draw. So target opponent discards a card. They're at 4. Yeah, we just need to kind of get some movement going on our side. So let's go Skull Clamp. Let's see if we can cash in some card draw, at least a land draw. Ooh, Mana Vault. Or excuse me, Mana Crypt. That'll work. That is like making the land drop. Let's have Metallic Mimic come down for 2. It's like we're playing Affinity, and we will name Rat. There we go. Anything else, pass it back over there. So now we could have waited on Toxic Deluge. That actually might have been the better line of play. Yeah. We probably should have done that. But we can still at least kind of Skull Clamp our way out of this one on the Metallic Mimic before that happens. Yeah, that'll work out. All right. Our opponent's going to go for the Pride Mage activation. At least they got rid of a Skull Clamp and not Mana Crypt, so that ended up working out. I guess technically they could have gone for, with Pride Mage, they could have gone for Mimic, Mana Crypt, or Skull Clamp. So technically, probably the better line of play would have been to hold on to it, but we can't go back in time, and it is what it is. So, but yeah, it's free time. As far as this Karador rat deck, this is when I built Karador, I built like 3 versions of Karador. There's Value Town, which is, just any sort of utility creature out of the graveyard, Eternal Witness, Reclamation Sage, pretty much just anything value. I also built like a zombie version of Karador, and then we have the Karador rat version because I played against Karador and Relentless Rats one time, and I just got stomped. I thought it was the funniest thing ever. Now, this isn't technically a Relentless Rat deck. It's more kind of like Rat Tribal. And I kind of wanted to go for the, just kind of the discard option. Little things like that. So we got the Mana Crypt trigger. Let's go and choose Tails on this bad boy. Lost the flip. We are 0 for 1 on those. And we do hit the land drop for the turn, which is very nice. So let's go and push in with Metallic Mimic. Let's see if we can't get in for 2 damage. We're probably not going to see Noble Hierarch block because it is simply just a 0-1. And let's go and push in for 2. Do we want to try to let them go for... Yeah, I think we still end up toxing. I think we're fine with that. We could be walking into some sort of counter. Yeah, let's still just end up going for Toxic Deluge. Let's see if this is going to be good. If they've got counter magic, they've got it. So we need to go 1, 2, 3. Click OK. We'll see if this is going to stick because if we can get rid of Noble and another creature with Phyrexian Walker, I feel like it puts us in a pretty good spot. But if they do have a counter spell, then it's not looking good. If you're keeping score at home, you can definitely check that it is not looking good, box, because not going to be able to do much after that. We've got Chittering Rats, so... Okay, so that does stick. Let's go and crack Wooded Foothills, and we'll grab ourselves probably a green-white. Let's grab a Temple Garden. And Karador is going to be 1, 2. Yeah, there's just 2 creatures in the graveyard, so we're not going to pay 2 life. And then I'll just tap down Scrub. Actually, we'll leave a Path to Exile mana. Kind of force that issue. But yeah, this is not a Relentless Rat deck. It's just more kind of enter the battlefield tempo rats. We've got Chittering Rats. You can see there's the new, I think it's like Burglar Rat that's from the new Ravnica set that forces them to discard a card. So... game plan is to get down Karador. If we get a really good creature base going, maybe we can skull clamp some of these rats. And there's also, just get a bunch of rats down and slam down a coat of arms, and you're good to go. All right, so we're 0 for 2 on those Mana Crypt triggers, and then Adaptive Automaton. So we can... Ooh, this is not the best. We're not hitting our lands. Let's go Adaptive Automaton, I guess. Yeah, I guess if we want to hit the reset button, we can actually just go Chittering Rats. Let's do that. So we go Chittering Rats. They have to put a card from their hand on top of their library. The main thing that this is going to do is just kind of force them to maybe crack Nurturing Peatland, but at the same time kind of set them back on a draw step. It's almost kind of like a Time Walk style effect, but at least we'll have Chittering Rats enter the battlefield. But you can see, let's say we had Chittering Rats, we go for Skull Clamp on it, or somehow we sacrifice it, it goes to the graveyard. All right, we're gonna get Perplex out of our opponent's hand to stop that, the Chittering Rats. Yeah, I think we're fine with that. Yeah, because Adaptive Automaton's really not going to be doing much on this. We already got Perplex out of their hands, so they're going to have to put another card on top of their library. And Adaptive Automaton basically just fuels up Karador, because that's going to be 1, 2, 3. So it's going to make Karador 5 total mana. So we can actually go for Karador next turn, which would be pretty nice. Then we can start bringing some of these rats back out of the graveyard, which will be pretty good. So anything else? Pass it back over to our opponent. But yeah, as far as the win conditions, we got Elesh Norn in here. We've got Vanquisher's Banner, Coat of Arms. We do have Patriarch's Bidding and Living Death. That way, if something does end up happening and we just have a heavy dredge game, we can use one of those to bring all the rats back onto the battlefield. One of the cool things about playing Rat Tribal is that you do end up with certain rats that really do care about having rats on the battlefield. There'll be like a 10-1. I mean, they're not the most... I mean, they are a rat, but it kind of turns into this rat ball effect to where as long as you get more rats on the battlefield, that really bumps their power and toughness. All right, so we're 0 for 3 on those Mana Crypt triggers. Puts us down to 10. And then we do hit a land for the turn, which is a very welcome sight. So let's go Karador. This is going to be 1, 2, and then we'll tap down for Abzan Colors. There we go. There's nothing that we can cast for 1, unfortunately, so let's just go and pass the turn over to our opponent. Could swing in with Chittering Rats. I kind of like that. Yeah, let's do that. Because, yeah, they don't have... I get worried for a second that Najeela had first strike. I was like, uh-oh. Because if they trade with Najeela, then we're fine with that. If not, then we can at least block on our opponent's commander, so... Anyway, that'll kind of work out. But yeah, there's a lot of rats that care about having a lot of rats on the battlefield. We also do have Maro Nar, which allows us to sacrifice a rat to get a few more rats on the battlefield. Ogre Slumlord is going to give our rats a Death Touch. And also, the thing to keep in mind with Maro is that Maro does give us, gives all of our creature a Rat's Fear, which is a pretty nice option. And then other than that, it's just kind of getting down some big beat stick rats and swinging in, making sure that they have fear. And just trying to close the game out from there. All right, so we're going to see Najeela kind of stick around and hold off. So let's go and choose Tails on this Mana Crypt. Oh, 0 for 4. Eeh. And then we hit Sun Petal Grove. Okay, so let's have Sun Petal Grove come down. I guess the best way to attack this is we go for a Short Fang. Let's swing it with Chittering Rats, because maybe they block with Najeela. We're going to swing it with Chittering Rats, and then, yeah, I think the best bet is Short Fang, because we need to start going for these activations, and that way we can really start attacking our opponent's hand. So, all right, swinging it for 2, that's going to put them down to 18. Let's go for Short Fang out of the graveyard. It's going to be... helps if we tap down for black. There we go. That's going to be Short Fang out of the graveyard. And yeah, because if we're going to win this game, it's making sure that our opponent has no cards in their hand. That's going to be about it. And then nothing else that we can cast, so we're simply just going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. Yeah, we've got a few other rats. As far as the dredge package in here, the graveyard package, nothing too crazy. I mean, it's kind of light. To compensate for the rat tribal, we had to kind of go a little bit lighter on the graveyard action, just simply because, you know, I want this to be a really nice rat tribal deck, and sometimes you kind of have to do that. So we're kind of looking at Tribe Elder, Satyr Wayfinder. Those are kind of different ways that we can get the creature count up and kind of get that graveyard going. And really just kind of Entomb, whether it's Vampiric Tutor for Entomb for Life from the Loam. If we get Life from the Loam in the graveyard, this deck is completely different. So that's kind of one of the main things that you're looking to do with Karador is getting down Life from the Loam. But against something like Najeela, we did have Vampiric Tutor. If we could have gotten Life from the Loam, that would have been nice. But, you know, that's kind of how it is sometimes. So... and that's going to be Sword. Ooh, okay. So with Sword, protection from black and red, which definitely everything on our side is black right now. Destroy one target Planeswalker. Okay, yes. Hopefully they get rid of our Mana Crypt. That's going to help us out a lot. Now, if they kind of want to next game or kind of try to next level this game, they can swing in. And whenever it deals, destroy up to, yeah, so they're going to have to do that. They're going to get him for 6. It's going to put us down to 1. If they destroy Crucible of Worlds, that's going to be the better option because that puts us on a 50-50 shot at losing the game. But we do need to deal with Sword of Sinew and Steel. So unfortunately, all right, so they're going to go for that. They're going to go for Mana Crypt. I'll take that. Here's the downside with it having protection from black. That's kind of about it. We'll see. I don't know what we can draw into kind of stop this. All right, so Swarm of Rats, and then Metallic Mimic. Well, okay. Now, we've got some options. So we can actually go, because Metallic Mimic's going to be, yeah. So Metallic Mimic, that's going to be 1, 2. There we go. So Metallic Mimic, we're going to choose Rat on this one. And that's going to allow us to get around that Sword of Sinew. Okay, yeah. All right, that's going to be Rat. And I guess we just end up going... we can go for Short Fang to make them discard a card. But I think that at this point, we're just going to get more bodies on the battlefield. Okay. So we're going to have Swarm of Rats come down. Let's go and push in with Chittering Rat. Do we want to swing in with Karador? Because at this point, we can block on the Warrior token. That's going to be an extra Warrior token that's tapped and attacking. So it's going to be potentially 3. And then we can trade... yeah, let's wait until we get a little bit of a better established board state, because Karador can block on one of the warriors, and we just don't go down on creatures. That's going to be kind of rough for us. All right, so we put our opponent down to 13, and then anything else will pass turn to our opponent. So, unfortunately, we're 1 mana short of going for Short Fang, and so let's see if we can do it. Now, I will mention this Karador Rat deck, this is... this is right at casual. Like, we're... oh... so we've got Swarm of Rats. Okay, we still have options though. Let's grab ourselves. We have 3 black sources. Yeah, I guess we'll just end up grabbing. Mainly since this is mono black, we'll just grab a swamp. I think we can still survive this turn though. Unfortunately, we're just going to trade on some of these warrior tokens. But yeah, with this deck, this is definitely like if whatever the passing level for a casual deck is, this is what it is. So when you're playing against a Najeela 5-color deck, yeah. I'm glad that we've made it this far. Let me put it that way. So, all right, they're going to get an extra warrior token. Oh yeah, excuse me. If they go Path to Exile, that's going to be they're going to be able to get in for 1. So, unfortunately, that's kind of how it goes sometimes. Yeah, because we have Metallic Mimic on Najeela, we have Karador on a Warrior, and then Short Fang on 1, but they're going to be able to get in for 1. This game's a little bit different if our Mana Crypt, at least a couple of these Mana Crypt triggers kind of go our way, but that's the way Mana Crypt goes sometimes. Our opponent's going to get it on this one. Not a lot of action on our opponent's side or our side. In fact, they just got down a sword and that allowed them to close the game out. So, but unfortunately with Karador, this is kind of like the second or third game that I've tried to record with Karador, and since it is kind of such a one-trick pony with the Rat Tribal, I'm probably going to end up posting this video as Karador, so I've got to see what the deck's capable of. I'll probably end up adding some more graveyard shenanigans just to kind of get the graveyard flowing a little bit easier, not have so many rats in the deck, and then just really kind of bank on some of these tribal rats. But if you enjoyed the video, hanging out with Karador, like and subscribe. Thanks, bye.